just go with Apple's Magic Keyboard. Please. Look, this thing's fine. It's okay. I definitely missed using my Magic Keyboard during my test period. And also when I went into this thinking that I wouldn't love it because way back when I was using my 11-inch iPad Pro, I had the Logitech Folio Touch. And compared to the Magic Keyboard I have now, I'm not a fan of the Folio Touch. So this thing brings me back some bad memories. Let's get into it. You know what sucks? The lock function key being right next to the backspace. Because every time I try to backspace when I'm typing something, I lock the iPad. Look, function keys are great, but I'd rather not have them than suffer that fate ever again. Maybe I'm just being dramatic. I'm probably just being dramatic. But I type a lot, and when I backspace, I don't have time for the iPad to keep locking in. Okay, we're going to split this up into sections. First up is style, so the cosmetics of the Combo Touch. Function, hardware features, use cases for this, like who this is for, and why you shouldn't buy it unless you have to, and a better alternative to buying it. So, starting off with style. I kind of like the canvas type material that this thing is made from, but I've also never been a fan of light gray, so I don't like the color, but I like the way it feels. The canvas in Combo Touch is a bit more protective than Apple's Magic Keyboard, and the trackpad is also bigger, which is nice. But more on the protectiveness and the trackpad later on in the video. It also has a kickstand, which is reminiscent of Microsoft's Surface products. But in my opinion, the kickstand just makes this thing so much more inconvenient to use over the Magic Keyboard, whether the iPad is on your desk or on your lap. Okay, moving on to function. This thing has some fairly unique functions. Like, rather than taking the entire iPad off the Magic Keyboard, so you can use it like an iPad, on this thing the keyboard detaches from the iPad, meaning that you have the iPad connected still to the rest of the case, so that whenever you are in iPad mode, you can utilize the kickstand, which is pretty nice. But the worst part is when you're using the kickstand when it's in laptop mode. Like, I had this thing on my desk. I was typing, I was doing some stuff, and the kickstand kind of pushed back a little bit, toppled onto the ground. That was on my desk. Part of me died. My $1,100 iPad Pro just fell to the ground. It's not great. Like, it's not an issue that you'll have on a normal laptop, because typically there's no freaking kickstand on a laptop. If you haven't caught on yet, I'm not a fan of the kickstand. I hated it on my Logitech Folio Touch for the 11-inch, and I hate it on this Combo Touch. Thankfully, though, on the bright side, this thing doesn't use Bluetooth. That means no charging or anything. It uses Apple's proprietary Pogo pins on the back of the iPad, and it connects hardware. No Bluetooth, no nothing. So nice. It's like wired headphones versus Bluetooth headphones. So on that, remember how I said that the trackpad is bigger and seamless? Well, again, it's good, but in my opinion, it's nowhere near as responsive and smooth as the one on Apple's Magic Keyboard. Even though it's smaller, it still feels nicer. And the Magic Keyboard also uses the Pogo pins, so it's a hardware connection, versus Bluetooth. The plastics just don't feel as nice. I'd much prefer Apple's trackpad. Now, remember how I said to get to the protectiveness? Here's this. Hopefully it'll lead us into our next section, which is use cases. I assume that if you have the Magic Keyboard or Combo Touch for your iPad Pro, then this thing is supposed to be your laptop replacement. Meaning you'll mostly use it in laptop mode. And guess what? Unless you have a protective case on your MacBook, which most people don't, then your laptop doesn't have much protection. So you're in the same boat while using Apple's Magic Keyboard on your iPad. Okay, yes, it's not as protective, but that's never been a big deal when it comes to laptops in general. And that's how Apple markets the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard. It's a computer replacement. And that's definitely how I see and use my iPad Pro with Magic Keyboard. But enough of that. Who is this for? Use cases. If you're going to use your iPad Pro more in iPad mode, versus, and then you'll use the keyboard and trackpad, on sometimes it'll just be nice to have, right? Then the Combo Touch is for you. That's when the kickstand is really useful. When you detach the keyboard and you can use your Apple Pencil and do some art. It's like you have a little easel on your thing, make thumbnails on your lap or on a table. It's actually really nice, and I love that. But that's it. This was really nice for me to use when making thumbnails on the couch, but honestly, I'd rather buy another case that has a kickstand on it for cheaper for that usage. But that's because I'm in the other camp. I use my iPad Pro more in laptop mode, meaning that the kickstand gets really annoying, and protectiveness doesn't do anything for me. I love the way the keyboard and trackpad feel on my Magic Keyboard versus Logitech's. So I think if you're going to use this more in laptop mode, get the Magic Keyboard, and vice versa. If you'll use this more in iPad mode, then get the Combo Touch. But really, my best suggestion would be to get the Magic Keyboard off of eBay for much cheaper than you would an Apple. And it'll probably be even cheaper than getting the Combo Touch. And with the money you'll save, you can get Apple's Folio case that's magnetic, so you can still have that kickstand functionality whenever you don't need the keyboard and trackpad. Because the Combo Touch is $230, and the Magic Keyboard from Apple is $350 for the 12.9 inch. So you're saving $120, but you can buy the Magic Keyboard from Apple for the 12.9 inch on eBay for $200. So have $20 left over. That's a really good deal. I would much rather buy it used from eBay, used but in a good condition with the box, and that's what I did, versus the Combo Touch. So I'm returning my Combo Touch. I'm saving $20 that way, and I'm probably going to look to buy a case, whether it's Apple's Folio case or a cheaper alternative with a kickstand to use for thumbnails and things where I use my Apple Pencil and I don't want the keyboard and trackpad when I want to use this thing in iPad mode. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. I know this has been a long rant, but thank you for sticking around this long. If you have, you guys are the best. I have a few interviews up on the channel with some names you've probably heard before, like Fernando Silva and Noah Herman, and the newest one coming soon is Michael Pepper Tech. One came out already, but 3 more parts of that interview coming soon. So be sure to check that out. Link to my new channel is also linked down below. Me and a friend of mine just do covers, music covers, so the channel is called Under the Covers. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the rest, do all the jazz. I'm Jake. This is shot on my phone.